So before the meeting, one of the first things you should do when preparing to network at an APS meeting is prepare your pitch. I call it a 30-second pitch because that's the approximate amount of time that you have until you lose a person's attention. You may have also heard an elevator speech. In your pitch, you want to address your name, employer or university, role, expertise, interest, or goals. Kimberly, would you mind sharing with us your pitch so that we can see how to tie all of these pieces together for a nice flowing introduction?
Sure. Hi,
okay,
I'm Kimberly.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Short, a graduate student at UCLA studying condensed matter physics. Specifically, I'm researching correlation functions in nanoparticles, and I'm here today to learn more about industrial careers in condensed matter physics.
Great job. Folks, as you may have noticed, Kimberly used portions of her 30-second pitch during the networking scenario at the beginning of the webinar. At meetings, you're going to have both the opportunity to give your pitch in its entirety, like Kimberly just did, or break it up into small parts to keep a conversation going. So practice your pitch. Let me repeat. Practice, practice, practice. If you want to get someone's attention, you need to be able to speak with confidence about what you do. And oftentimes we think that just because we do something every day that we understand what it is we do. The problem, however, is that you probably don't put it into words very often, especially 50 words or less. So practice talking about what you do so it comes naturally when you're at one of the meetings and you're networking. Furthermore, you may want to create two versions, one with more technical terms and details for your expertise and interests, and one with more simplified terms. You may even want to create a list of different goals and interests, and then depending on who you're talking to, pull one or two items from that list. The second thing you want to do before going to a meeting is to make a networking plan. If you have near future career plans, then you probably have an idea of who you'd like to meet or what type of careers you'd like to focus on. It's definitely easier to find who you're looking for if, one, you know who they are, and two, where they may be at the meeting. If you're attending the APS meeting, we have a wonderful resource called the APS Meeting Program, or the Bulletin of the American Physical Society. I'm going to provide links to it later in the presentation. Look at this and create a schedule of talks or events that you want to attend on purpose. But don't stress yourself out over meeting that particular person. You're going to get tunnel vision and lose sight of the whole purpose of the meeting, which is to just meet anyone. So let me tell you a story to illustrate an important point. I went to the library the other day to pick up a particular book. After finding that book, I just briefly scanned the shelf to see what other books were near it. And would you believe I found 3 other relevant books that ended up being even better than the book I was actually there to get in the first place. So my point is, when you go to a talk to see a particular person speak, realize that others there at that talk may be just as valuable connections. So like I said, don't get tunnel vision at the meetings. Even if your plan calls for meeting certain people, leave some room for chance and unexpected opportunities. Now, before we move on, some optional preparation pieces you may want to consider are business cards and a Padfolio. Business cards provide you with something to give someone should they ask to stay in touch with you. Business cards are fairly affordable to purchase now, so there's no reason not to have some handy if you're going to attend a meeting as large as those of the APS meetings. And if you're a junior member, ask the membership department about how you can get your own free business card. A Padfolio is also very handy. It's a sturdy folder, usually with a notepad inside, a place to hold a pen, and a place for business cards or other paperwork. If you're not going to be carrying around a laptop at all times, a Padfolio is something really helpful to have at APS meetings.